what I think is not only obviously security becoming more important, but I'm also seeing mid-market, the larger SMB companies start to look at outsourcing more. And when I say outsource, I'm not saying the small business model where they're outsourcing the whole department, because these larger companies do invest in IT and they do have IT staff.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Grow IT podcast. One of your hosts here, Trey King. And today we are very excited to have our guest, Mr. David from MSP Boost Consulting. Let me just rather say that again, MSP Boost Consulting. And we'll be diving into his story a little bit today, as well as what it is his company does, and then some engaging insights into the technology industry. So make sure you stick around for this one. But without further ado, David, welcome.
Hey, Trey, thanks for having me.
David, if you don't mind, if we can just kick things off, if you can tell the listeners, just a quick introduction, and then as well as a short, quick snippet of your story.
Sure. So my name is David DeCamillis, and I'm the founder and CEO of MSP Boost Consulting. I've worked in the MSP industry for almost 17 years.
Wow.
16 plus years of that time was working directly with national MSPs, leading all their brand sales and marketing efforts. So I gained a lot of experience on how to help MSPs generate leads and close newer business, which is their priority.
Excellent. Tell me, how did you get into, this specific sector and, this business sector, as well as, obviously you're in the consulting side of things now, if I understand correctly, what was it that like sparked your initial interest to say, okay, right, it's time, man. I need to move into this consulting space.
Well, first, I think the better story is how I got into the MSP industry. I was actually in the entertainment industry. I had a production company, and my business partner was MTV Asia. And
My,
this was
okay.
from 2000 to 2007. And as I saw the global recession rapidly approaching, it was directly affecting my business. We were pretty much sponsor driven events, right? That's how we got monies to pay.
Right.
So the other thing, that critical thing in my life, was my wife was expecting twins here in Denver, Colorado.
The
So
plot
me
thickens.
being in Southeast Asia with a global recession coming and twins coming was not a very good idea. So I decided to close up that business and look for something in the U.S., specifically out of Denver, Colorado. A very good friend of mine, Treat Swazo, 5 years earlier, had started a company called Black River Networks, and this is before they were called MSPs. They were, doing the IT consulting for business. And I approached him and his other founding partner, Brent Allshouse, and suggested that they needed someone to run their business development, because they both had a technical background and they were growing the business through referrals. I felt like I could blow their business up by helping them with all sales and marketing. So that's where it started. Fast forward to just a few months ago, I made the decision that I could take that 16 years of experience and start helping MSPs across North America and Europe. So that's when I launched MSP Boost Consulting.
Excellent. Tell me, you've been at this for quite some time, right? Based on your expertise, what would you say are, the current like market trends that you're picking up from MSP space, right? What ways are the wind blowing these days? What have you been noticing?
It's there. I think it's a wake up call for MSPs, because there's a lot more
Yeah.
competition out there. And not only are we seeing it from the larger private equity backed that are buying up MSPs and getting
Mm.
very aggressive in multiple markets, but also there are the security consultants, security experts, MSSPs, that are stepping into businesses and showing that they have the security expertise to protect those businesses. MSPs that aren't seizing that are they're going to lose customers. They already are. So it's almost an evolution of the MSP to the MSSP as small businesses get more regulated and there's more security
Yeah,
requirements.
yeah.
The
Tell me,
other, the other, and go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, Trey.
no, please finish. I just wanted to ask you, if you don't mind, just to latch on it, what's your take on the current market sentiment as well?
I didn't hear what you said. Sorry. Say that again. The current
Uh,
what?
Your take on the current market sentiment, from MSP space.
So as far as the sentiment from the customers, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
yes, in fact, that's where I was just going. So well
Oh,
done.
sure.
Yeah, no.
Excellent.
So yeah, where what I think is not only obviously security becoming more important, but I'm also seeing mid market, the larger S&B companies start to look at outsourcing more. And when I say outsource, I'm not saying the small business model where they're outsourcing the whole department, because these larger companies do invest in IT and they do have IT staff. Where I'm seeing growth is what's called that co-managed offering, where an
Yeah.
MSP actually goes in and augments the existing IT staff for that larger company. Because those companies, they're having trouble keeping and retaining good talent, and also to have a security specialist, a project engineer, a help desk technician, the IT director, the IT manager, et cetera, et cetera. It's a really big challenge to keep and optimize a solid IT department. So there is a huge opportunity for MSPs to go after that co-managed space and augment and assist those companies a little bit higher upstream. I think that's a big market.
Gio, that's such an interesting take on that. Tell me, just for the listeners out there, if we can maybe just dive a little bit deeper into exactly what it is that your company's, what your company does. Maybe just to provide us with a bit of maybe a case study or just some explanation that the listeners can, that we can possibly dot this down well.
Yeah, and that also raises a good point because it will allow me to tell the audience where MSPs are missing the mark.
Oh, great!
So,
Please do
yeah,
so.
so if you go back 10 years ago and you said marketing to an MSP, they would look
Mhm.
at you like, why do I need that? What is it? It's expensive. What's the immediate ROI? More and more MSPs are starting to use marketing, but what they're now realizing is you really need marketing expertise, because it's not just, hey, let's do an event, or hey, let's do a cold call campaign, or hey, let's do some email drip marketing, or hey, let's do some social media, or what about this SEO thing? No, you have to get your brand out there using all of these marketing vehicles. Otherwise, your brand won't stay in front of all those prospects and those new customers. So what I do is I go into the MSP and I assess, starting with the brand, who their
Yeah,
identity is, how they're finding that ideal customer, who are they, who is their audience, to
yeah,
how they're marketing, what digital marketing they're doing to get their brand in front of those ideal customers so they can generate the right leads, to qualifying those leads so that the sales team can succeed, and to empowering sales to continually touch those leads over a multi-touch, show your value, and eventually get them to convert to a new customer. So I call it the life cycle of the lead. It starts with your brand and your message and your identity,
yeah.
to actually generating the lead, cultivating the lead, and most importantly, closing that lead into a new
Closing
customer.
the lead.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, I mean, and then in your opinion, what type of mindset would you say is needed to be a successful founder of a company?
Kind of hit on it already a little bit. You understanding your brand. Who are you? Who do you want to be? What are you good at? What is your expertise? And then who is your ideal customer? Who is your target market? I think the biggest challenge for entrepreneurs is, if they don't have a really good understanding of what they're good at, the problems they're going to solve, right? The solutions they're going to provide, the people and the companies they're going to help. If they don't understand that, they have no way of branding it and then delivering it. So keep it simple. Do what you do best. Focus
Yeah,
on that and build from there.
that's good advice. And then, just for the younger guys out there that's wanting to get into the space or considering it or inquiring about it, what would you if there's maybe a couple of things that you're willing to share on, important things that you've learned in your career up until now, that they can maybe, take home with them.
The sooner you can start signing and working with the right people and the right companies, the better off you are. Many times when you start a new company, you'll take anything that walks in the door,
Good point.
and it's not a good mistake. I mean, it's a very bad mistake. It's not a good idea because these are going to be your partners, right? And you want to develop a good long-term relationship with these customers. And if you're taking on people that, or a service or a company that's not an ideal fit, you'll be doing more work, you'll be frustrated, they'll be frustrated. It just creates tension, and it's not good for the livelihood of the business.
Mm,
So be picky. Obviously you don't want to be too picky initially, but the
yeah.
sooner you can figure out who that ideal customer is and go after and sign them, the less headaches and the better longevity that you'll have.
Excellent. And tell me, David, if the how can the people get hold of you guys? Where can they reach out to you?
Easy, it's the website. That's your storefront, right? So starting with mspboostconsulting.com. And then email's easy, David at mspboostconsulting.com. I keep it really easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just reach out. And my website does a good job of really drilling down on exactly what I'm providing MSPs and how I'm helping them succeed. I would call it either having me come in as a fractional CRO, CMO, or VP of sales, or all the above. Those are the roles that I've used and done in my life and succeeded in. So it's easy for me to apply that expertise
To apply.
to MSPs and step it. I'm a fixer. I try to go in and assess their company, and I find gaps, and I find areas of improvement, and then I
Yeah.
present them with how to fix those problems, how to improve, and most importantly, how to increase revenue.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, I can clearly see that these value points that you mentioned now. I can clearly understand why you're growing to at the pace that you're currently growing at. And thank you for your time, David. Good insights. I'm sure there's a couple of good nuggets, golden nuggets as I call them, that they're taking home today. So thanks for your time, and all the best to you and your business.
Hey, Trick, thank you very much. And I know you don't celebrate in South Africa, but for the rest of you, happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, and happy New Year.
Lovely. Thank you so much. All the best. Take care.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye now.